they sailed so quickly that they caught the Spanish entirely by surprise. And he was just saying basically that speed was all important. He had to get ahead of the news. We can't attack Cadiz if they're ready for us. So we have to get in there quick. So he sailed as fast as possible. And when the fleet arrived off Cadiz, his own fleet was trailing in like in a big long line behind. Like a lot of his fleet was like hull down on the horizon behind him. They weren't all together.
All strung
And he
out.
arrived all strung out, and he arrived late in the day. And he didn't even wait to kind of scout out the port and the defences and stuff. He just sailed up in the evening, and his choices were kind of get his fleet together and attack in the morning, but then the Spanish would be ready for them then. And he called his senior men in from the other ships that were close by, and he said, what we're going to do? And most of his other captains said, well, we've got to wait for the rest of our men to come up, and then we'll wait for the first tide in the morning, and we'll go in and stuff. And Drake said, no, we're not doing that. We're just going to go back to your ships and follow me in, and we'll just blow the hell out of them. And some of his captains and his senior men that had sailed with him before were like, okay, cool. And then a few of them, like senior, like William Burrow was one of the captains. He's like a very experienced captain and a brilliant man himself, but not minded in the same way as Drake. He was, just a normal person, a normal captain who would not rush in headlong. He wanted to scout out the defences and come up with a plan of attack. And Drake was like, no, we'll just go in now. Just like if we wait till morning, it won't work. So come in now. And then Winter was like, so what's the plan? Like who does what bit? And Drake was just like, just get in there and blow them up, sort of thing. Just that's it. And so he did that. So he wasn't flying when they came charging into the port at Cadiz. The English ships weren't flying any English flags or anything like that. They weren't flying any colours. And so the Spanish were like, well, no one would come charging in spread out like this with such confidence if they're an enemy. Like they didn't even the kind of shore batteries and the shore forts, the people manning them didn't think that they were attacking, because that's not how you attack. You don't just sail in.
It's like a preemptive strike.
Blasé. Yeah, no one was expecting it. Again, he's done the same thing. He's done it in the West Indies, done it in the South Seas. He just doesn't give the enemy a chance to be expecting him. He's literally doing the unexpected and just taking full advantage of it. So he sails straight past the outer batteries, and they just stand there looking at him. And then apparently an eyewitness said, quote, "The nonchalance that there was so great, and the confidence that no enemy would dare to enter the bay, as they were so little accustomed to see seagoing ships dare to do so, nor had it been heard in many centuries previous of any having such daring to break through the gates and entrances of their port." End quote. So he just sailed straight through, and there was the Spanish war galleys, road galleys that were supposed to be the protectors of the port, and they were just sitting there. I can imagine the Spanish it's the evening, right? The sun's going down. It's the evening. The Spanish probably leaning on the rails of their ships, like looking at this ship coming in, and a few more on the horizon coming in behind it, and they're like, I wonder who those guys are, sort of thing. And then when Drake is like deep within the bay, he just starts firing on everyone. And then more English ships come in behind, and they start firing, and all hell breaks loose, and there's like a full battle. So there's like these Spanish galleys row out to try and fight them, but the English just start blasting them away, and then more English ships coming in, one after the other, attacking the shore batteries, trying to blow them up. There's a giant Genoese ship, estimated at 1,000 tons, like way bigger than anything the English has got, with like 40 cannons, and that comes out trying to fight. It's laden with goods and stuff, and Drake wanted to capture it, but it wouldn't surrender, so they blew it up, and
it's a pretty mad action that he does, isn't it? I mean, I think because it was a success, it's gone down in history as a success. You don't think that at the moment when he went to do it, it's pretty crazy?
No, it's totally crazy, and a lot of his captains during the attack are like I say, like Burrow and another Captain Foxcroft, all these names of people going like, what is happening? Like they couldn't believe the attack that they were in themselves. Then they were like, where is everyone? Where is Drake gone? And like the sun went down, it's dark, and there's like this giant, 1,000-ton galleon on fire over one side, and all this shore batteries firing, and Spanish soldiers assembling on the in the town, and just absolute chaos. And they're like putting the English ships are like pulling up and firing, and a lot of their men are jumping into boats and they're rowing across to attack and like take these other ships. And a lot of these ships, so the Spanish ships that are at anchor in the port, in the bay, some of them are just come in from a long voyage, and other ones are getting fitted out for voyages, and other ones are, they might not have their masts on, or they're certainly not ready to put out to sea and stuff. So some of them aren't manned, some of them are manned, some of them have cargo, some have no cargo.
Aren't a lot of them getting ready to invade Britain? Doesn't this raid put back the Armada? What ends up being the Spanish Armada in 1588 would have been a year or two earlier. Is that not right? Have I got my years mixed up a bit?
This is definitely a part of it. Yeah. So they probably would have sailed this year. So this raid happens in April in 87.
Right.
And if Drake hadn't made this raid, then the Armada would have been probably about September 87 instead of 88. And so he does this huge, causes a massive amount of destruction, and they sail away, basically. There's conflicting reports of how much damage was done, but it was probably about 40 ships, something like that. Like some of them massive 1,000-ton giant galleons, and other ones a bit smaller. But yeah, something like 40 ships destroyed. I mean, it's a massive attack and a massive success.
It's cool. It's cool. Yeah, cool. Fucking damn right, it's cool. How you like me now?